Welcome to my channel. The HOA told cops, shoot if they resist, when they came to serve me an unlawful warrant. That's right. The cops were coming after me because my HOA didn't like me digging up my yard. But let me explain. About 3 weeks ago, I posted a video about how my HOA made me take down my American flag because it was flying from a pole that was not HOA approved. You guys loved that video, and many of you commented that you thought my HOA was overstepping their authority. Well, in retaliation, the HOA filed a police report and told the cops that I was digging up the common area, which is a total lie. And get this, they also told the cops to shoot me if I resisted. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds like police brutality to me. I mean, why would the HOA tell the cops to shoot me unless they knew that I wasn't going to take this very nicely? I'll tell you what happened. After they filed that police report, I had a meeting with the HOA board. I won't reveal their names or show their faces because I do not want them getting any more clout than they already have. But there were 3 board members and only 2 showed up to this meeting. So the meeting starts off with them telling me that I need to stop digging up my yard, that I can't do anything without their approval. And then one of the board members pulls out a tape measure to see how far the roots are from the property line. And I'm thinking to myself, what is he measuring for? Is he planning to put in a fence? So I asked him what he was doing, and he said he was making sure that I wasn't digging too close to the property line. Then he says that I need to fill in the hole that I dug so that it's not a tripping hazard. Then the discussion starts to shift to how the grass needs to be a certain height and that I need to stop watering my lawn because I'm wasting water. The whole time I'm thinking to myself, you guys are missing the point. You didn't come to talk to me about my grass. You came to talk to me about my tree. After about 30 minutes, they tell me that if I do not sign this document saying that I won't dig up my yard and that I'll pay for the damages, they're going to take me to court. So I asked them what damages they were talking about, and they said that they were talking about the damages to my yard, that I've dug up my yard and destroyed it. So I said, why don't we go look at the damage? And they said, no, we're not going outside. We're not even going to look at it. You've destroyed it, and we believe that you know you've destroyed it. I told them that they were acting like a communist country and that they couldn't make me sign something that was false. Then I left the meeting. And a few days later, I get a call from the cops telling me that I need to come outside and talk to them about a trespassing violation. So I get on the phone with the officer and I ask him what this is in regards to. And he tells me that it's in regards to me digging up my yard. So I said, really? Because that's my yard and I can dig it up whenever I want to. I don't need anyone's permission to dig up my yard, especially not the HOA's permission. He tells me that the HOA believes that I dug too close to the property line. So I said, well, that's not true. I measured twice to make sure that I was far enough away from the property line. And then he tells me that the HOA wants me arrested for digging up my yard. I told him that that was ridiculous and that he should leave. And he did. But the next day, 2 different officers show up at my door. I asked them what this was in regards to, and they said it was in regards to me digging up my yard. I told them that was ridiculous and that they needed to leave me alone, and I closed the door. But then they started pounding on my door. I opened the door again and told them that if they didn't leave, I was going to call the cops. Well, they didn't listen, and they continued to pound on my door. So I called the cops and told them that these officers were trespassing and refusing to leave. When the cops arrived, I told them that I wanted to press charges against the other officers for trespassing, and they actually agreed that those officers had trespassed, and they apologized. The crazy thing is that one of the officers that showed up that day was the same officer that I had spoken to on the phone. And when I asked him why he was here, since we had spoken on the phone the day before, he told me that he had to be here to collect evidence. I asked him what evidence, and he said that he needed to see the damage to my yard. So I took him on a tour of my yard, and he looked at where I had dug up the tree, and he said, wow, I don't see any damage here. There's no damage to the grass. You didn't break any sprinkler heads. You didn't hit any of the irrigation pipes. There's nothing here. Then he asked to see where I had dug up the tree, and he literally couldn't find any damage. Well, He eventually found some broken sprinkler heads, but they weren't mine. They were the HOA's sprinkler heads. But he told me that I was responsible for them because they were in my yard, so I just laughed and told him that he should leave. Now, I haven't heard from the cops since, but I think that the HOA is going to try to take me to court. But hey, at least I exposed them for what they really are. And by the way, that tree isn't coming back.